Welcome, Rewinders, to the Sunday Night Rewind with the Birdman, Chris Lemke. We're going to recap all of Sunday's action today. Lots to get to. So let's get things started off right away with Sir Saquon Barkley. Yes, Saquon is still alive. He bursts out with 150 yards today. Added another touchdown through the air. Giants finally go down to the Eagles. So the Eagles get this one. They had 150 yards on the ground from Barkley, another 104 from Tank Bigsby. But Barkley got the one touchdown on the ground, a 65-yarder. Finally gets a long run. I don't think he had a run over 20 yards prior to today. Saquon added a touchdown on the ground, 4 for 24 through the air, so 174 total yards for Saquon. Jalen Hurts added 4 touchdowns through the air, 2 of them to Dallas Goedert. You can see there, 28 yards for Goedert, and Jahan Dotson had a 40-yard touchdown. As with the Giants, some rough news today. I don't know if you saw it. Might want to close your eyes. But Cam Skattebo down for the season with just a gruesome ankle injury. Unfortunate for the young man who's having a great breakout rookie season. And you could see the pain on Jackson Dart's face when it happened. And the Giants just weren't the same after that. As they go down to the Eagles today, Dart finished with 193 yards and a touchdown, added one on the ground. The one touchdown did go to Skattebo early on in this one. But yeah, not much else. Wan'Dale Robinson, disappointing 3 for 48 for the Giants. So go check out some of the other action. Next up, we've got let's see here. Yeah. Next up, we'll head over to Carolina, check out the Bills and the Panthers. Yes, they were taking on the Panthers. Yes, I'm just trying to get this set here. And we had James Cook just blowing up today. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. James Cook, just a monster day. Had to get him up here right away for you. Over 200 yards on the ground, finished with 216 and 2 touchdowns for James Cook. And the Bills just dominated this one from the get-go, took down the Panthers 40-9. If we get into the box score here, you can see that Josh Allen added 2 touchdowns on the ground, 2 one-yard punches, threw one through the air, just had 163 yards today on the tough Carolina secondary. Khalil Shakir, 6 for 88 on 7 targets and a 54-yard touchdown for the Bills. Not much else going on as far as their receivers go. But again, James Cook just blowing up. This is what you were looking for if you have Cook and you are hanging on to him. And, you know, basically holding out hope that he could really be your bell cow running back. Geez, there we go. All right. Playing around with the layout here, getting used to it here. Anyway, James Cook with 216 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, this is the kind of bell cow work you're looking for. You know, along with Saquon busting out today, we had another performance, and that one that we've been all waiting for. And with with Lamar not playing, it was tough to see how the Ravens, would actually show up against the Bears today. But Derrick Henry, no problem. He went for 2 touchdowns, just 71 yards on the ground. But the Bills were able to, why do I keep calling them the Bills? The Ravens, yes, were able to get things together, take down the Bears. Without Lamar, there wasn't much going on through the air for the Ravens. Trying to get their box score up here. Here we go. Man, I must really think the Bills and the Ravens are the same team. All right. Here we go. 30-16. The Ravens took down the Bears. Now that I finally have the right game up. Okay, here we go. Caleb Williams just 25 of 38 for 285, but no touchdowns and an interception on the day. Rome Odunze, though, Rome had quite a game. He went 7 for 114. So he's back after having a couple of rough weeks. Rome came out with the 114 yards. DJ Moore, 4 for 73. And Colston Loveland, 3 for 38 in his first game back. Now, DeAndre Swift did get into the end zone, but just 11 carries for 45 yards for him. Kyle Monungai, some people were looking and hoping for him to do something this week with all of the buys this week, but he finished just 7 for 24 on the day. Back to the Ravens. Tyler Huntley filling in for Lamar, had 186 yards and a touchdown. Added 53 on the ground. Zay Flowers with a respectable 7 for 63 on the day. Mark Andrews just 3 for 34. So, yeah, Ravens get the job done. They were looking for a win. That's what they needed, and that's the key. Now they can move on. They're now, 2-5? So there's still hope. We'll see what happens tonight with the Steelers as they take on the Packers. Aaron Rodgers hosting his old team. And, yeah, should be exciting stuff. Over to New England and Cleveland, where Drake May keeps his hot streak rolling. 18 of 24 on the day, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 282 yards, added another 50 on the ground as the Patriots get the victory against the Browns. Patriots spreading it out. Let's bring up their box score for you. I know Hunter Henry got into the end zone. Stephon Diggs also into the end zone for the Patriots. Travion Henderson got things going a little bit more than he had been. So definitely some good promise in that regard. He finished 10 for 75 on the day. Here we go. Here's their box score. Yeah, Travion's 10 for 75. Ramondre Stevenson just 14 for 34. Now, Henderson did have a fumble lost later on in the game, but we'll see if this gives Travion some more run. Obviously, many of us, that's what we're looking for with the Patriots offense. Kayshon Boutte getting into the end zone. He finished 3 for 75 on the day. Henry, yeah, that was just his lone catch, the 7-yard touchdown. Diggs, as I said, got into the end zone, but just 3 for 14. Other than that, you can see the target share, 7 targets to Mac Hollins. Yeah, Mac Hollins sighting, 7 for 7 targets, 7 catches for 89 yards for Mac Hollins. So hopefully you slid him into your best ball lineup there for the Patriots. Over to the Browns, not a whole lot going on here. Judkins went down with an injury early, and he finished just 9 for 19 on the day. Both tight ends did get into the end zone, though, as Dylan Gabriel goes 21 of 35 for 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Fannin went 6 for 62 on 8 targets and that touchdown. And Njoku also 4 for 37 with the touchdown on 5 targets. You'll notice down there, yikes, donuts galore for Jerry Jeudy. 2 targets, though. But, yeah, not exactly what you're hoping for with Jerry Jeudy. So, ugly performance for Jeudy. All right, let's move on to the Houston Texans taking on the, should I say injury prone? I don't know. The Niners are starting to get people back. Now, Brock Purdy wasn't back for this one, but CJ Stroud goes over 318 yards on the day. Spread it around very well for the Texans. The running backs split it up. Both had about 60 yards rushing today. So even without the likes of Nico Collins or Christian Kirk, CJ Stroud against the Niners D was able to get it done. Let's get over to the box score for them. Here we go. Texans winning 26-15. Here we go. Here's the Texans box score. 11 for 62 on the day for Woody Marks. He also added 4 for 49 through the air. Nick Chubb, 17 for 56. Xavier Hutchinson getting into the end zone. He had one of the touchdowns. He finished 5 for 69 on the day. Jaden Higgins added another touchdown. And, yeah, that was it. 318, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick on the day for Stroud. Now over to the Niners, who, again, were playing without Brock Purdy again. So Mac Jones getting the call one more time, 19 of 32 for 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Those 2 touchdowns, one went to George Kittle, who finally got back into action. Last week was his first game back since week 1. Didn't get a catch, though, last week. Now, this week, 5 targets, 4 for 43, and the touchdown. Tongies had the other touchdown. That was his only catch, a 2-yarder. Juwan Jennings, 4 for 45 on 7 targets. And Kendrick Bourne, those of you hoping for the Mac Jones to Bourne connection to blow up today, wasn't quite ready to happen there. He finished just 3 for 44. Big story, though. Christian McCaffrey really just shut down here by the Texans defense. 8 for 25 on the ground and 3 for 43 for McCaffrey. I mean, that's what, 7.3 points and 25. I mean, he might have been under 10 points in some leagues, most leagues even a full PPR. So, yeah, that Houston defense is definitely for real. No joke there at all. Let's head over to Cincinnati and check out the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the New York Jets. The winless Jets head to the Queen City and finally get the win. This one they had to scratch and claw for. Breece Hall finishing the day, 18 carries for 133 yards in a game where he was highly questionable to even play. But, yeah, 133 yards on the ground, 2 for 14 through the air, added another touchdown pass. Let's bring up the box score for this one. this one was insane. The Bengals led throughout, and I had the Bengals in my eliminator, so this one was rough for me. Here you see Breece Hall's line, 18 for 133 and the 2 touchdowns, and that 1 4-yard touchdown pass to Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor went 5 for 34 on the day. Tyler Johnson got into the end zone. He went 3 for 64. Isaiah Davis showed up. Those of you who had to plug him into your bye-ridden lineup, he got 65 yards on the ground, added another 44 through the air on 5 catches. So even without Garrett Wilson, Justin Fields was able to pull off the comeback. He finished with 244 yards and 1 touchdown without any interceptions, added 31 yards on the ground for the Jets, who get that first win. The Bengals, see their box score, disappointing loss after the big win last week against the Steelers on Thursday Night Football. Joe Flacco comes out. He came out humming. I mean, they were looking good in the first half and through the third quarter. Flacco ended up with 223 and 2 touchdowns on the day, but couldn't get the offense going in the fourth quarter. That's where they stumbled and went to a bunch of 3-and-outs, and just couldn't get it rolling, even without Sauce Gardner playing for the Jets. They took advantage of it as much as they could. Look at his target share, just insane. So Flacco threw it 34 times. 19 of those targets were to Jamar Chase. Like, I can't remember the last time I've seen it. It had to have been Malik Neighbors last year, where we've had a target share this insane. Chase finished 12 for 91 on the day. T. Higgins gets into the end zone on his lone catch, 44-yard touchdown there. Just 2 targets total. That is nuts. I cannot. Man, I wish I would have watched more of this game, because I just can't fathom how T. Higgins only gets 2 targets on the day without Sauce Gardner. Like, wow. Noah Fant goes 3 for 41. For those of you who had to stream him, get him into your lineup. Chase Brown, he showed up today, 73 yards on the ground, 3 for 32 through the air, 1 touchdown rushing, 1 receiving. So blow-up game for Chase Brown. So for those of you who bought low on him, maybe now kind of buying high, because Flacco seems to somewhat have this offense rolling. But, you would have liked to see the win, honestly. So that's kind of disappointing that they lose this one. They needed this win if they expect to get to the playoffs without Burrow, at least until the last 3-4 games of the season. All right, let's head over to Atlanta, where the Dolphins visited the Falcons, and this one didn't quite go how most thought either. The Dolphins come in, and Tua Tagovailoa just lights it up, 20-26, 205 yards and 4 touchdowns on the day. Those 4 touchdowns going to Jalen Waddle, Malik Washington, Achane, and Ollie Gordon, all getting into the end zone through the air. Waddle finishes 5 for 99 on the day. Achane, 18 carries, 67 yards, added 5 for 24 through the air, and that receiving touchdown. Malik Washington on 5 targets, 4 for 36, and Ollie Gordon with that 1 grab for a 20-yard touchdown for the Finns. Now for the Falcons, just gross. No Michael Penix today, and Kirk Cousins was not very good. No, 21-31. Didn't throw any picks, but just 173 yards. Could not get the offense rolling. Bijan got just stuffed by this Dolphins D. 9 for 25 on the day on the ground, added only 3 catches for 23 through the air. So under 50 total yards for Bijan had to be his year low. Kyle Pitts, 9 targets, 9 catches for 59 yards. So he showed up with the injury to Drake London, keeping him out of the action today. And the Falcons offense just never could get things rolling. And so that was just a super surprise. On to the late games. We'll start out with Jonathan Taylor, who just is, I don't know, how many touchdowns is he at now? 3, 6, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14. Had another hat trick today. So 14 touchdowns through 8 weeks. He is on a LaDainian Tomlinson type pace here. Like he would be at 28. I mean, he's on pace for 28 touchdowns. Whether he gets there or not, we'll see. But 80-yard rushing touchdown today. Finished 12 for 153 on the ground, 2 for 21 through the air, and that extra touchdown. So Jonathan Taylor, your running back 1 on the season. And wow, just wow. I mean, this Colts offense is just humming. As for the other Colts, you can see here, Daniel Jones, 21 to 29, 272, 3 touchdowns, no picks on the day. Those 3 touchdowns, one went to Pittman, who went 8 for 95 on 9 targets. Josh Downs added the other 3 for 39 and the touchdown 4 downs. Tyler Warren went 4 for 53 on the day for the Colts. Over to the Titans. Those of you who may have watched the Start Sit show this morning. I mentioned Chimere Dike as a good streamer play. Well, 7 for 93 for the pride from Waukesha North here. Dike lighting it up the last couple of weeks since Callahan was let go. The new offense is getting Dike involved. He had 8 targets on the day, so 7 for 93 for the young man. Cam Ward, 22 of 38 for 259, a touchdown and a pick. The 1 touchdown went to Gunnar Helm. It's a short one after Tajay Spears got pushed out on a long run, pushed out at the 1, finished the drive off with the touchdown to Gunnar Helm. Spears finished the day 9 for 59 and added 3 for 23 through the air. Tony Pollard just, 11 for 44, 4-yard average is whatever. But, with this Titans offense, you can't really count on them for anything. Pollard is just a complete fade for me at this point. Unfortunately, I think Spears is going to continue to get more looks there. We'll see going forward how that pans out. Down to New Orleans, where the Bucs took on the Saints. Baker Mayfield with an average day at the office, just 15 of 24, 152 yards on the day, no touchdown passes or picks. Sean Tucker actually leading the way on the ground with 42 yards and an 8-yard touchdown. Rashad White, 13 of 35. So nothing crazy there. Tez Johnson actually leading the Bucs in receiving yards on the day. He finished 5 for 43. Igbuka had the most targets with 9, but just finished 3 for 35. So nothing crazy fantasy-wise here. Over to the Saints, the big news here is Spencer Rattler getting benched. I believe it was in the 3rd quarter. And then Tyler Shook came in and just slung it around the yard, finishing 17 of 30 for 128 yards. He had 1 pick. Rattler threw 1 interception. Another gross day for Alvin Kamara, just 6 for 21. He added 2 catches for 24 yards through the air, but not even getting to 50 total yards. Again, Kamara, along with Tony Pollard, kind of in the same boat for me. Just avoid altogether if at all possible. Rashid Shaheed there. Him and Olave both got 12 targets on the day. 9 for 75 for Shaheed, 8 for 63 for Olave, and then 5 for 53 for Juwan Johnson. This Saints offense is just totally gross. I don't know. I don't know what else you could say about it. It's just I don't know if I want to say unfortunate. It's just really hard to fathom starting any Saints right now. I mean, Olave and Shaheed you can plug in, sure. But otherwise, I don't know. Just not what I want. All right, the Cowboys visited the Broncos, and RJ Harvey finally gets rolling here. 7 for 46 on the ground with 2 touchdowns, added a 5-yard touchdown catch for the young man, and RJ Harvey busting loose here for 3 touchdowns. Going to the box score here, you can see Bo Nix 19 of 29 for 247 and 4 touchdowns with 1 pick. Troy Franklin getting 2 of those touchdowns. He finished 6 for 89 on 8 targets. Pat Bryant gets into the end zone. He finished 2 for 40 on the day, and then that RJ Harvey touchdown as well. Cortland Sutton just 4 for 67 on 6 targets. As for on the ground, J.K. Dobbins went over 100 yards, getting up to 111 on 15 rushing attempts. And there you have it, R.J. Harvey getting up to 46 yards, with one of those being a 40-yarder. Over to the Cowboys, Dak with probably his roughest day of the season, 19 of 31 for $188. No touchdowns, 2 picks. Yeah, this one he'll forget about as they move on, hopefully. Joe Milton did slide in and get a touchdown pass to Jalen Tolbert late. Receiving-wise, George Pickens, 7 for 78 on 9 targets. CeeDee Lamb, 7 for 74 on 10 targets. But they did shut down Jake Ferguson, just one target for Ferguson all day. That definitely seemed to be the Broncos' game plan. Make sure they don't get anything. And it's crazy. They were able to shut him down even with Patrick Surtain going down. And there we go. First time playing around with these layouts. Good time. But even with Surtain going down, the Cowboys weren't able to get things really going at any point on the day. But I think there's better days ahead for the Cowboys, so I wouldn't be too worried about this one matchup. It was the Broncos defense after all. So there you have it. There's our breakdown of Sunday's action. We've got the Steelers hosting the Packers tonight. Yes, it's Aaron Rodgers taking on his old ball club. Should be interesting. Big game for both teams. We'll be watching Jaylen Warren and DK Metcalf, see if Freiermuth can have another big one for the Steelers. And for the Packers, who knows? Christian Watson returns from his injury, and now you have another receiver added into that crowded wide receiver room for the Packers. We'll see if this helps Jordan Love. I can't see how it would hurt him. But I think Tucker Kraft should continue his target share. It's just a matter of the receivers. I don't know. We'll see. But Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs should have no problem getting things done tonight. We'll see, though. You know how the narrative is going to go if Love loses to Rodgers. But it's still a tough game, so I don't know. If Love loses a close one, I don't think we should be hammering too hard on him, even if he loses to the old man. Rodgers. But that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm on X, C Lemke 007_FF. Thanks for checking us out on the Rewind for the Sunday Night Rewind. You enjoy your Sunday night football, and remember to never stop working.